Hey, what's up, everyone? It is Wednesday, June 22nd. Gay Pride Month is full in effect. We are celebrating and having fun and proud as could be. Welcome to the Inner Circle Podcast, another Wednesday. How are you guys? How is my best girlfriend, Melanie?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I am good. I'm good, not too bad.
That's good.
I'm excited for
We're,
today's show.
I'm excited for our guests because when they come on, it's a party. But
It's gonna be a party.
how was your weekend?
My weekend
I
was
know you
good. I went
I know
to
you had
the
things to do.
yes, I had the Mermaid Parade in Brooklyn, New York that I went to,
Mm-hmm.
and it was my first time ever going, and it's the first time that the Mermaid Parade came back in 2 years. Obviously since COVID and such. Um, but it was great. It was great. It was fun. It was definitely an experience. It was like a mini Pride in a way.
Yeah.
All different types of
I saw
people.
videos and I saw pictures and I was just like, oh, it's cute. And then I saw some things like titties out and like people wearing the most strange outfits. And I was like, oh,
Yes,
it's pride.
very
It's
much.
pride.
Yep, I thought the same thing, and I was able to march in a parade, so that was pretty cool. It's in honor of the hospital coming, well, being named after Ruth Ginsburg.
Ruth
So I
Bader
was
Ginsburg.
excited about
Yeah.
that because yeah, I know you love her, and she's a fellow Pisces as well. So um, I'm excited. I was excited to do that. A little nervous,
Yeah.
I would say. A little slight anxiety beforehand, but once I was there, it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. I had fun.
You should be the grand marshal. Just manifest it. You'll be the grand marshal for the next parade.
And I want to be like on a movie cart, not walking. I want to be on a cart moving.
Oh, they were walking like not the slut walk. That's
Yeah, we were
okay.
walking, but thankfully the
Okay.
weather was
That's
good. Thank
yeah,
God.
it was. It
Thank
was
you,
really
Jesus. I
nice.
kept thanking God for the nice, beautiful weather Saturday. What about yourself?
I just went to brunch on Saturday and I had a good time. It was cool. And it was this nice little rooftop place that I've like heard from and seen pictures and videos in East Harlem. So it was a good time and then just working and I guess I can share with everyone because at the end of the day people are going to notice that I'm not around. Um so I am going to have surgery tomorrow. I'm going to have a involuntary nose job. But in all seriousness, I do suffer from a lot of sinus issues, and I've mentioned before many times on this show how I'm sick, and I've done the show sick as fuck. And a lot of it comes from me having sinus issues and a deviated septum. So tomorrow I am gonna get surgery, and the recovery time it kind of depends on the person, but
Mm.
it could be a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, whatever. So, hoping everything goes well. Hoping I don't have any more sinus issues, and I'll probably see you guys if not next Wednesday, the Wednesday after next.
She is telling you
Just trying
guys
to be
right now.
so you don't ask in the comments, "Where's Melanie?" Yeah, Melanie's getting a fucking nose job. Hopefully, it doesn't look like Michael Jackson. Imagine.
And
Oh my
just to
god.
put it, and just to throw it out there, next week we doing the show special date. We're doing it on Tuesday versus our usual Wednesday. So don't worry, we'll definitely tell you guys, remind you guys, put it on our socials. But we'll be coming live to you next Tuesday instead of Wednesday. A date change just
Yeah.
for 1 week. Um, but another thing that happened this past weekend, Jennifer Lopez was performing. I forgot exactly what was the event she was performing a concert for, but she brought out her daughter, who she introduced to the crowd and the world as they and them. Her daughter, Emmy. So I
I
was
mean,
pretty
yeah.
surprised by that. She's 13, 14 at this point. She's a twin.
Yeah.
And this is a daughter with Mark Anthony. What are your thoughts? What do you think about that?
I love the fact that she's respecting her daughter enough to use the pronouns they and them. Maybe her daughter is in a has an awakening where she knows what she wants to be called and considered and stuff. And being that young is very admirable. Did I say the wrong word? Whatever. It's awesome that she knows what she wants to be called, um, or labeled. And I don't know. It's refreshing to hear that, especially from J Lo, especially someone that's like Latin and obviously a mother. Um, I kind of figured like she was giving me Shiloh Jolie Pitt vibes because if you remember, Shiloh Jolie, Angelina Jolie, and Brad Pitt's daughter,
Yeah.
when she was like 10 or 11 years old or something like that, like super young, she was very like like she would dress masculine, she would dress like a boy, she wanted to be called, I think, like a male name. I don't remember what name. Now she's a dancer. Now she like actually like
Now she's
dances in
fucking it up
dance
on the dance
studios.
floor. She's
What song
good.
was she dancing? She was dancing to Lizzo's
Vegas.
About That Time. That was good.
That well, she also did Doja Cat's Vegas song.
Oh, she
That
did.
you're a hound dog. She fucked it up to that
Did
song.
she?
I was surprised. Like the girl could dance. Look at little
Mm-mm.
Shiloh, so proud.
Come on, little Julia Stiles, save the last dance. That's so
Speaking of,
cute.
a lot of people was comparing Justin Timberlake's recent concert, him dancing. I don't know if you've seen it out there, but a
No, I
lot of
haven't.
memes, a lot of people were making fun of him and his. I guess he's like Britney
What?
losing his dance moves. Um, people
White
were
people lose it
roasting
after a
him and
while.
calling him the Julia Stiles, comparing him to Julia Stiles and Save the Last Dance. So funny you bring that up.
That's funny.
No
Don't come for
lie,
Justin
no lie.
Timberlake. I love him. It's crazy.
Well, but anyways, a lot was going on this weekend. Drake dropped his album on Friday, and
I
boy,
got a
has he
lot to
sent
say.
so many people into a frenzy. You have the fans who like it. You have big fans who are hating on it.
Mm-hmm.
People where it's growing on them.
Mm-hmm.
I
I
personally
just
think
think
Drake. Go ahead. Go ahead.
this is what I'm gonna say because I'm not a diehard Drake fan. I'm not in denial. I've liked Drake ever since he started with the mixtapes. And Drake has always Drake has always had different types of sounds growing up. Like in his mixtapes, he had songs that were more poppy, more rock, and then he would do the hip hop. He would do the rapping with the singing. He, I think, was the first like artist to do rapping and singing in the same like songs without collaborations. And I think that like people got used to his rapping and like all the like I don't know, the good beats and the OVO sounds, and they forgot of like the other genres that he's into. And I think that with this dance album, he tried to be more eclectic and do like more of like dance, but like also Afro beats and like chill vibes. And people are trying to already compare it to Beyonce's dance song, which doesn't make sense. That's like mixing
We'll
apples
get
and
into it.
oranges. But that's all I gotta say. Stop coming for Drake and stop being like that because if y'all go on vacation, y'all gonna be wanting to smoke hookah or smoke a blunt, listening to whatever Drake song is out there right now. Like, come on now, don't be a hypocrite.
Listen, I love it, and Drake has shown influences of dance, Afro beats, going back to his More Life album, which we were talking about, like the song Passion Fruit,
My
etc.
favorite
So
album,
for some Drake
and
fans to be like, or some so-called Drake fans to be so flabbergasted about, oh my god, it's like he's already showed us, those hints. It's mostly dance, but what some people don't forget is the album is clearly being marketed. When I seen it Thursday night, it says dance. Hello, dance. And it's also dedicated to his late friend Virgil Abloh. And if you guys don't know, he's a gay designer who died not too long ago. That was very close to Drake and also Kanye West. With that being said, Kanye coming up, there were some songs that were very Kanye West sounding as well. Like I'm like, oh, this sounds like Kanye.
Like 808s, a lot. Okay, so some of the songs gave me like 808s and Heartbreak vibes with a lot of the percussion and stuff, but then also a lot of it gave me Afrobeat sounds. And if you listen to Afrobeats, there's a lot of dance mixed in with the beats that they use. So I don't think dance was the right label or the right genre to label this album. I think it was eclectic, but I just think people have expectations of artists, and then when the artist decides to change it up and do their own thing, people get so upset by it. For case in point, because you love Britney Spears, right? I personally cannot stand the Britney Jean album. I don't think that was Britney's like best album, nor do
Best
I
album.
think that was Britney's sound. It didn't sound like Britney Spears to me. But also, I know that she wrote some of the songs and also she wanted to explore different genres of whatever the hell she was singing. But at the end of the day, she's still an artist. Like an artist has to be
Has to
multifaceted. It
evolve.
cannot be
They
yeah,
have to
it can't
evolve.
be just
Period.
one note. You
Yeah.
can't just have trigger fingers and be like, I'm upset. Like, no, that's corny.
Well, personally, and we're gonna segue into Beyonce as well. And I want to get our special guest, who we've been waiting for, promoted, Joshua Gilyard of Queen of the Ratchet. I want to get his take on this because I know he has a lot to say, and I love what he has to say. That's why I've been a fan for years now. So we're definitely gonna bring him on for his take. But first, usher in Beyonce. And I thought to myself, well, here we are, Drake and Beyonce using the gays, marketing at its best, dropping
No,
the album, dropping a song during gay pride. No, let's be real. It's gay
no.
pride. These songs are going to get played and streamed. You know what I mean?
You're
Like
right.
they're marketing a certain target.
I get it. And I think it's perfect timing for her to drop this song. But if not now, when? First of all. Second of all, this is not the first dance song that Beyonce has had.
In July.
That like, this is not the first song that Beyonce has dropped that's very like gay anthem, End of Time, Freakum Dress, Green Light, which is one of my favorites. So I
Yeah,
feel
but those
like
songs do not sound very dancey like the
yes,
way
they
this
do.
one is.
Well,
This is house
this
music. Like
yeah, it does
this
sound
is it's
housey.
sampling Robin
I
S.
don't know.
Show Me Love.
No. Well, yeah, it is.
Yes,
It is. It
it's
is.
it's
It
it's
is.
there slightly. I have an
All
ear.
right.
I have an ear, and I'm like, but
You're right.
let's bring on Joshua Gilyard because I want him to come on. I want to start shooting this shit. We want to catch up. It's been a year and over a week, I think, that he's been on. He was on last year in June, and he's
Yep.
back again. Let's welcome our special guest. He's an actor. He's the creator of Queen of the Ratchet. I've been a fan for years, and I've said this before, and I'll say it again. The days that I was blue and down, his content just made me laugh my ass off, and I've been a fan, and I will always be a fan, and I'm excited for what's coming. Let's welcome him, actor, creator, Joshua Gilyard.
Comedian.
Hello. Hello. Is this thing on,
There we
guys?
go.
Hello. Oh my god. Oh, we're live, honey. Let me fix it.
I love that microphone. Let me see it. Do a close up of it.
It's a can opener.
Oh my
So I
god.
forget my friend Nzinga, who does a lot of my parodies with me. I forget what country she got this from, but apparently it's like a holy lucky ornament.
Penis?
Yeah, it is and
I'm gonna need one.
I just got a phone call from my dad while I'm
While you're talking about penises. Look at God.
Please
That is
stop
hilarious.
calling
Well, how you been? Welcome back.
That's God. God's like, bitch, get that penis out of the fucking video. Thank you. I can't believe it's been a year.
It's been a year. You were last on early June.
Yes, last Pride Month. I'm just going to come on every Pride Month and be like, bitch, we here. We're the alphabet community. Hello? Hello. We're not going any fucking way. I need to come on to some of these topics, baby. because I want to go ahead. This is y'all's thing, but go ahead because I know I want to talk about Britney
No,
Spears.
well, no, because we want to catch up and jump into so many things. But first, as we were talking about Drake and Beyonce, tell us how you feel about these sounds. Tell us what do you think. Both Drake and Beyonce, we want your opinion because you have a lot of good opinions and a lot of good takes, especially on your social media and everything. So I want to hear. Opinion matters.
Okay. I try to really like when it comes to music and when it comes to Beyonce, when it comes to these big artists, because I try to be on the fence about things. So when let's just talk about it. When I first heard the song, I was like, it was all right. It was okay. It was all right. But I was like, I need the video to go along with it because the video and the pictures, I know the video is going to sell it. Sometimes
did we lose him?
It's all right. It's all right. The Beehive or someone was like, no,
they decided, yep.
Give a half-ass review on our Beyonce.
I feel like the Beehive is like Celebrity Big Brother. Because they be seeing, hearing everything on some Illuminati. All right, we'll wait for Joshua to come back. But it's interesting to hear that he wasn't very like keen on it when it first came out, saying that it was all right. Because some people, and I noticed, like, I give the side eye to some people that are on the Beehive because no matter what Beyonce does, they see nothing wrong. Like, there are some songs that Beyonce has stage,
and they'll be like, "Yes, Queen."
There's a song that Beyonce did that was like the corniest song I've ever heard in my life. I think it's called like something about the radio. When you're in love with the radio, it is the corniest song. Ew. Okay.
Think I'm in love with the radio.
Something like that, and she sounds. Yeah, that song is the corniest song I've ever heard in my life. That's even cornier than. Oh, I had to mute myself because there's like ATVs outside. But yeah, I think that song. I don't know. I really like the Beyonce song. I like the message of it. I don't think it's convenient that it came out now. I think it was a proper time because when is it gonna come out?
Yeah. We are having all type of
issues today.
Yeah. I think I'm in love. Okay, so he's back. So you were saying
this? Like,
not him on the floor.
I'm on my computer and like I've been okay, so I feel like I'm the avatar. From
you're giving me Doja Cat like high as fuck on TikTok live vibes.
I'm sorry, the camera quality. Hold on, let me fix this camera quality. Oh my god, this is so fresh. Okay, so I feel like I'm Avatar from the last Airbender, and I'm learning how to earthbend, and so I thought I needed to be closer to the ground. So I'm grounding myself, and I put my computer on the ground because I'm learning how to be tall. You know what I'm saying? Right. I'm serious. This is my reality, you know, and I'm really into the multiverse right now. So I'm like, bitch, this is what I'm doing. Wait, what were we talking about?
We was talking about Beyonce and Drake's album. Like, which one do you think? You said Beyonce's song when it came out, you wasn't really like, oh my God, it's amazing. It's a masterpiece.
Here's the thing with Beyonce now and Beyonce in the past. She does not have the vocal agility, and there's no shade to that. The girl doesn't have the vocal agility that she used to. So a lot of the tracks that she's singing on have to be a strong beat. The beat is strong. Mind you, the beat is hitting. Like anybody could have took that beat and ran with it and it would have been good. But I think because Beyonce did a lot of over singing in her day, she lost those notes. Now she can go up there once or twice, but I haven't heard Beyonce hit a Ring the Alarm or Love on
Yeah.
Top in a very, very long time. And there's a reason
That
for
is true.
that. And at the end of the day, I think a lot of stans, which y'all get on my fucking nerves, y'all like to be like, oh, well, you know, she's getting older and everything. No, ma'am, Pam. Patti LaBelle could do it. Aretha Franklin could do it. All these other artists could do it in their day. She oversung. She did find another style. I think it works. I think the video's gonna sell. But she's always been, her videos always made the song. Like,
Yes.
it's always been that. Like, it's like, okay, the track will come out and then you're kind of like feeling it. But once that video hits, like, and the fact that so many people are putting on TikTok and Instagram, I like the song now because I'm seeing other people perform and I'm like, oh, I bet when she comes out and she does this shit, I know it's going to be great.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you think it was like, do you think it was smart of her to release it now during Pride? Like, do you think that they were like trying to do it like with a narrative, or you think that she just decided to drop it now because it's time to have the Renaissance come out?
Absolutely. I think the whole thing is strategic. I think the fact that she released a house beat, the fact that she even was like, quit your job, all the stuff. I think Beyonce's team, because I don't think it's necessarily just her planning it, but her team and her package is so effing strong. And at the end of the day, majority of people that listen, the biggest quality of people that listen to Beyonce are LGBTQ people. We're gonna,
Right.
in general, we make sure shit sells. We determine the outcome of things.
Mm-hmm.
So it was very, very smart of her to release a song like that during Pride Month. And even if you look at her Instagram and how avant-garde and how house and like what's that movie? Paris is Burning. It's very like the new picture she came out with. I don't know if y'all know that movie, Paris is
Of
Burning.
course, the
Okay.
documentary.
Yeah.
I got that shit on DVD, honey.
Oh, okay. So that's what I feel like the music video is giving. It was also really smart, but think about it. She put Big Frida on the song too. I'm like, she knew exactly what she was doing. So I think as it goes on, and I keep hearing it because I keep hearing it, I'm gonna fall in love with the song. Because there's a couple songs where I didn't necessarily like them, and then the video came out, and I was like, wow.
Yeah.
What I think is
same.
coming out with another visual album.
Right. Charlie, you had a question about Frida, Big Frida, or like an opinion,
Question.
basically.
My thought. My personal opinion. My thought is, this is the second song Big Frida does with Beyonce. Big Frida's more prominent this time around in this song, but I still don't see a featuring Big Frida. People who know Big Frida is gonna know it's Big Frida because Big Frida just has that unique voice. But I still think there's an issue there where it's like you're using a gay figure who obviously you like because you worked with him more than once, but we still not seeing a feature credit with his name on your album, on the CD, or on whatever you're streaming. To me, that's a little problematic, in my opinion. It's like, let's use him, but let's not give him and exposure. Or am I thinking too much? What do you think?
Well, think about let's go back to the civil rights movement and like Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X. A lot of people think that Martin Luther King Jr. wrote his speeches. His speeches were written by James Baldwin, who is a member of the LGBTQ community. And then the person that did the March on Washington, Bayard Rustin, was also a member of the LGBTQ community. Since the dawn of time, LGBTQ people, especially Black LGBTQ people, have always been overshadowed. And that's just something that's happened. Drake did the same thing to Frida on a track too, and did not have Frida in the video.
I told Melanie too.
Yeah, and it's something I don't necessarily see.
He had the City Girls like featured.
Yeah.
Because, but you have to understand something. The thing with me, the way that I see it is Big Frida is more of a hype person. She's not like she's not featured. Like, she gives me Fat Man Scoop vibes. Do you see Fat Man Scoop featured in like Faith Evans Never Knew Love Like This before? No,
It
because
was when Missy Elliott and Sierra did that song. It had Fat Man Scoop also there,
what isn't he a
featuring Fat Man
producer
Scoop.
though? Isn't he a producer? I
But
don't know.
I feel like Frida is so much more than just a hype person because Frida is a known artist. And for me, it would be, I don't even know if she said Frida's name or Frida even said her name on that track. And I think look, I love Beyonce. But let's talk about ego and let's talk about the idea of what Beyonce represents, even when she was in Destiny's Child. And a lot of it is to blame on us as a society, even myself, is we didn't necessarily acknowledge the other members of Destiny's Child, even though they put forth as much effort as Beyonce. And it feels like every time that Beyonce comes out with something, even though it might be just like something that any other artist could have done, it's like it gets everybody else that's come before gets overshadowed when she's not necessarily doing. She's doing it and I love her, but it's like other artists have done stuff similar to that. It's not like she's breaking new waves or anything. Like even if you go back to the 80s with what's the lady that had the short cut that Lady Gaga stole a lot of her material. Grace Jones. Grace Jones.
Yes.
Grace Jones was doing stuff like that all the time. So nothing is new under the sun. And when you think about someone like Tina Turner and all this stuff, it's like Beyonce is a genius at taking from people that came before her. I don't know if I've necessarily seen innovative originality. I don't know if I'm gonna get chewed out for that. I have a little bit, but when I think of people like Grace Jones, or if I think of people like Tina Turner, if I think about Diana Ross, or these people that came before her, I think what Beyonce was a genius at was she took from all these artists and said, "I'm gonna recycle this material and make a career." Even down to Bob Fosse, and her team was very strategic about that. So it's like, it's the same thing I think about Britney Spears, where it's like Britney was really smart and her team was really smart about taking from Madonna. Madonna
Right.
was that really influenced Britney's career, and Britney took it and ran with it and was really innovative with that part of her career. But it was already done before. So a lot of these 90s people that came out, a lot of those people were already existing in the 80s. So
yeah.
and I
That's
feel like
true.
they'll
But
be.
listen,
Go ahead.
Wait, what were you gonna say, Josh?
but you're the star. You're the star. Go ahead.
No, I feel
I was
like.
gonna say you're the star today.
What'd you say?
So enough. Well, I was gonna say you're the star today. So enough about Drake and Beyonce. Let's get back to you.
Okay, yeah.
Because I want to focus on you. Enough of the Beehive. Enough of the Drakeys. What has Joshua been the last time since we saw you? It's been a year.
Mhm.
COVID was still a thing going on last year. What has been the year for you?
This has been like a rebirth of my brand, of my mental health. Like I had an awakening this year in a therapy session when I basically told my therapist, I said, "Girl, I see you 30 minutes out of a week. Then I have to figure everything out." And she was like, "Yeah." I was like, "I don't think I need therapy anymore." I said, "I think I'm good. I think I always knew who I was." I think the pandemic made me think I was crazy because, like everybody's under this, like, don't touch me and be distanced and social distance away. And I'm like, Queen of the Ratchet was my therapy before therapy. And I was like, bitch, it was me letting out all of my frustration of the world and what was going on. I've been manifesting working on a cartoon series, which I want to be as big, if not bigger, than The Simpsons.
Yes.
This brand has always been about being your most authentic self, and the idea that everyone is the villain and hero in somebody's storyline, and being okay with that. And I think that when I think of Disney, it's always like, oh, the villain is bad and evil and all this kind of
Right.
stuff. And it's like, not necessarily. And so I've always been attracted to that. I've always been attracted to the underdog. And so I've been really working and manifesting that, of course, doing the parodies, getting back into doing the voiceovers and the voice stuff, because I kind of gave it a break for a second, because I literally like went to every religion trying to figure shit out, because I was like, I'm gonna figure this shit out because I feel like the world's about to end. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna go over to the Quran. These Muslims were trying to change me and say, I was like, well, how do I see who y'all worship? They're like, you just have to believe it and you have to accept him for who it is. I was like, I don't know if this is for me. I went to a Krishna temple.
Thank you. Next.
I'm like, yeah, and it's none of it was working for me, because I was like, bitch, y'all always saying the same thing. And so I told my sister, and I've been telling people that I'm going to write a Bible called Queen of the Ratchet. And I've kind of started on it. And I want to kind of write my own Bible and start my own religion called Queen of the Ratchet. And it's not necessarily where I want like a cult or anything like that. I just feel like, why the fuck not? It's a fairy tale. All of this shit is just a big old fairy tale.
Exactly.
So
I think you could write, honestly, you could probably write, it sounds really weird, but like a self-help book. You know, there's a book that I actually got from Charlie as a gift, and it's from Bevy Smith, and it's basically her autobiography, but it's also a memoir. You do like a memoir and basically go through like your, what is it? They have, I forgot about the Bible when I went to church, honey. You could do like your own things that you feel are like right in the world, or things that help people. I think that would be dope.
yeah.
And I could see you doing a cartoon
And
series in like HBO Max.
I would love that. And that's really what I'm manifesting. And I really wanted to, the reason why, and I've been wanting to do it for years, it was like, okay, bitch, we got to take this to the next level. And a lot of my followers have been wanting to see more of the world. And I was like, well, I can't necessarily use these characters that are created by Disney to really, really get into it. But I was like, let me create my own multiverse based off of what I've already created, put it into what I've already done, and make a character. So the lead character of this show is called Josiah the Infinite. It's a non-binary being based off of my experience of growing up, and basically his whole journey is to find his true self and become this infinite being, which is Queen of the Ratchet, to save humanity in fairy tale land. It's all about consciousness. It's about like which world is actually the real world. Is it the reality that he's living in over here, or is it fairy tale land where all these characters who are actually him exist in his head, and he can see, is it over here where everything lies? So it's like once he finds his true self and accepts that, then everything is saved. So not sure how it's in yet, because I don't know if it's about saving it. So that's the whole idea. Yeah.
So there's a question in the comments, and
I can't.
What does?
Go ahead. Sorry.
What does Queen of the Ratchet mean to you? So you want to do like a Bible, you want to do like, you want to give the voice basically like a guide for people. So what does it mean to you to like to be Queen of the Ratchet? Like, what do you want Queen of the Ratchet to be about?
So and what it mean to you personally?
Yeah, and so for me, it was really about taking the word back, because I felt like instead of saying, and I don't want to say it over here because I know, but instead of them calling us the N-word or calling us something despicable as brown and Black people, when I worked in the service industry, I noticed that a lot of people, even our people, were starting to call Black and brown people ratchet. And I felt like ghetto and ratchet got a very negative connotation to it. Like it was like, oh, if you have green hair, or if you have like the
long nails,
colorful nails, or like look a certain way, then you're ratchet. And I never necessarily like that. It's the idea that you can live your authentic truth, be successful, and not give a fuck in this world. I believe that we live in a world where a lot of people are afraid to be themselves. And I really
right?
wanted to take that word back, and I wanted people to understand, including myself, because when I started the brand, I don't think I necessarily was there. It was like a character. It was a mask that I was wearing, like how Batman wears his mask, or like Superman wears his mask, because there was also a lot of things that I was dealing with at the time. And I was like, well, I have to create this character. And then eventually I was like, it's not a character. It's me being authentically who I could be without the rules of what society tells me to be. Oh, you can't twist when you walk. You're a boy. You can't wear a dress. You're a boy. You can't wear a wig. You can't do this. You can't have your hand like this. You can't do this. And there were so many rules placed in it. And I started to notice it in myself, and I started to notice in society where when certain people, especially being Black and brown, and I'm not just talking about Black people, I'm talking about anybody that is not white. When you step out your house, we have to come out a certain way because of the way society functions. And I was like, I don't want that for anybody. I want people to look at this and be like, well, if he can do it, or if these people can do it, or if these plus size people can do it, or these people that aren't necessarily seen as leading men can do it, and they are leads, and they are beautiful, and they are Black and brown, if they can do it, I can do it too. So it's always been about, when people watch it, it's not about like, I'm finna go cuss a bitch out. I'm about to go cuss this motherfucker out, which some of that is that. But it's also like, if I cuss him the fuck out, oh, well, I was living my motherfucking truth, bitch. And smiling about it. It all comes from love. The biggest message.
I love the fact that you mentioned plus size, because I notice, and I've been subject to this, where I'm secure within myself, but I know my limits. There are things that a regular size girl could wear that if a plus size girl would wear, people are going to look at her like, do a double take and say, wow, she's ballsy.
Lizzo's a perfect example.
Lizzo is a perfect example. And I feel like that's fucked up. Just because a person has like a different shape, or they're bigger or whatever, it shouldn't be an issue to wear something that a smaller person can wear. But society.
I agree. But yeah, I'm telling you, but we're gonna have some fun, because we said we're gonna have some fun with Joshua. So let's get into, it's Pride. We have the freak flag, not the freak flags, but I mean, let your freak flag fly out. Sure, during Pride.
Let me see that.
I'm rolling out. So we're gonna get into a gay Pride edition of this and that. Melanie, take it away.
Awesome. All right. So this and that Pride edition. What do you prefer, Joshua? Brains or beauty? You can't have both in life.
Wait,
you can't have both.
Wait. Why can't have both? Dang.
Sure. You can have both.
If I had,
like you said, if
I had to pick,
it's your matrix.
It's my matrix.
You can create your world.
So if it's just a one night stand body, because I can pretend like he got brains, but if it's someone I want to spend the rest of my life with, brains, because I mean, he should be smart enough to get a body. Does that answer the question?
Okay.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
All right. So, what do you prefer, money or fame?
I think fame is fleeting, and like, it just can be you can be broke and famous. I would prefer money.
TLC.
Yeah. Ooh. And who wants to be, like at the end of the day, everybody knowing your name, but you can't go to McDonald's? Hell no.
Exactly. Hell to the no. Facebook or Instagram?
Facebook. And this
Facebook,
is why
really?
I like that all the older people are on there, and that they're so fucking petty and shady and all that. I love it. I love that the aunties and all that are on there, because they get into these arguments.
Not the aunties.
But it's like their reads. older people have amazing reads. Some of these kids are like, whatever, bitch. No, the Facebook reads are like, they're even below the gender. So yeah, Facebook.
Okay, so night in or a night out?
Night out. I don't. We've been in this pandemic too long. I want to shake my
For
super.
real. Shake what my mama gave me.
Yeah.
All right, Tinder or blind date? I should change it. Grinder or blind date?
There's too many white guys on Grindr, so blind date. My chances are
Okay.
I'll end up. And you know, I've dated white.
Yeah, and never again. Friend zoned or ghosted? What do you prefer? If you had to be friend zone or ghosted?
I prefer if they friend zone me. I'd rather be friend zone. I've been friend zone before. When I try to friend zone, they don't get the hint, so I would rather ghost.
Me too.
I like you. I like hanging out with you.
I don't like ghosting people. That's fucked up.
Yeah. I give them like 2 opportunities. After the third one, I'm like, bye. Gotta go.
You ain't ready? Gotta go. TikTok or YouTube?
Ooh. TikTok. My TikTok is like my spiritual Bible now because I'm literally like thinking like it's talking to me. I'll scroll and it's like I'll get this positive message like your chance is coming, boo. They've been sleeping on you all this time. It's coming. I'll get to the next. I'm like, that's right, bitch. I'm about to be a millionaire. Even though I
that's
don't.
that's your fucking horoscope talking. All right, Britney Spears or Lady Gaga?
Ooh.
Conspiracy theory. I heard that Lady Gaga stole her whole career from this person that she used to be best friends with. With that still being said, I think Lady Gaga is still a little bit more talented than Britney Spears, so I'm gonna go with Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
Even though I love Britney Spears. Huh?
She's actually a good.
She definitely has more talent.
She's a good actress. She's a good actress.
Yeah. So Lady Gaga.
What'd you prefer? Perfect teeth or perfect skin?
Oh, dang, that's a hard one. Well, you can always
get braces, child. You can't fix skin. As much as you want to put whatever what is it that Britney Spears' mom sells that is like skincare? Whatever. Yeah.
So
We don't talk about Lynn Spears. No.
So basically, they have a really nice face. They just don't have really good teeth. I'll go with the really nice face because, like you said, I can do
skin. Because what if they're like ashy and their skin is chipping and gross? Like, it's the whole thing.
Skin. Let's do skin.
Yeah.
You set of teeth. Yeah.
All right, last one.
Okay.
What do you prefer, having singing talent or dancing talent?
Dancing. Yeah. Really? I love a good dance. Like majority of the artists I like are dancers. Britney Spears, Beyonce, Lady Gaga, even though she's not the best dancer. Dancing. Would you say, Charlie?
Mm-hmm.
I love dancing. I love dance and entertainment and all that. I'm with you.
Yeah. Sierra, like all of the artists that I really, Chris Brown, like all these artists that I like. Janet Jackson. I think that's just you can always like auto-tune a bitch.
Yep. Well, listen, I mean, this was a fun Pride edition. And speaking of Pride, I mean, it's Pride Month. Yes. Everyone's celebrating from cities across the United States. What does Pride mean to you? What does this month mean to you? And what do you want to represent as a proud gay man, if I could say that for you? Like, what does it mean for you?
Pride Month is actually my birthday month. My birthday's tomorrow. I will say
early birthday.
Thank you for bringing it in.
Come on, Gemini, my air sign.
Gemini Cancer.
No, he's a Cancer.
You're a cusp.
You're a Cancer, right? You're a cusp. Yeah. Okay, cusp.
Mm-hmm. I think, despite how that is like turned into something else, I think it's love. Like it really means not just love in the sense of loving someone else, but self-love, taking care of yourself, making sure yourself is good before you go out into the world. Because if you don't love yourself, if you're not taking care of your heart and open your world up, you can't fucking love nobody else. That's fake love. So
Amen.
that,
I know that's right.
especially this year, it's like love, like loving yourself enough so then you can love and take care of the world, because that's the only thing that's gonna bring us out of this shit. So yeah, that's what it means to me.
That's
And
that's
with that
that
said,
sounds natural.
we all like we are millennials. It's safe to say, right?
Yeah.
Growing up, we thought like, okay, we see progression. We went to school and we learned about history. Stuff like, all right, we live in a world where this is more tolerant, progressing as we got older. We thought we seen progression. With that being said, what are your thoughts? It's Pride Month. What are your thoughts with all these anti-gay laws or proposition of anti-gay laws or reversing laws against the gay community? We have down in Texas where they're like blaming, trying to say don't take your kid to drag shows because it's evil, or even I wrote a few things down, but even like some Republicans trying to reverse 50-year progression, like stuff that they put in place, for backing up the gay community. What are your thoughts with like what it seems to be like regression, like a back forward? It is going on in many different aspects, but also in the gay community, not only for women, not only for the black community, but not also the gay community. We're seeing it where they're trying to like enact certain rules that were our rights.
Um, I think that where the mind goes, energy follows. And what I mean by that is, we can look at the negative things that are out of our control. But what I've really realized about humanity is when there is a pullback, like the stuff that happened with George Floyd, or if we go back to Pride Month and how Pride Month was started, one thing about us as people and us and the LGBTQ community is we're resilient as fuck. And if that is going to happen, another civil rights movement is on the way. There's a lot of leaders that are stepping to the forefront. And I am very certain that if stuff like that happen, that we're ready for another fight. And it might take another fight. That's just a part of this world that we live in. It's like we might have to get out into these streets and march. We might have to throw another bottle. We might have to get a little messy and filthy.
Throw a brick.
Or throw a brick. And it's much, and that's love too, because we're not throwing the brick. That's the other thing is I want to say to my LGBTQ people. Yes, we're throwing the brick, but we're not throwing the brick out of hate. We're throwing out the brick out of love. And sometimes love isn't kind. Sometimes you have to approach love in a different way for them to fucking get the message. So let them make their laws, but just know that there's a fight coming and we'll be ready for it. And that's what I think they're scared of. They're scared of the fight that might be coming. They're scared that, if we really unite, if love the audience.
we took that. We took it from the Wendy show, since it's gone or whatever.
Yes, Wendy. I think that if we're all ready for the fight for humanity, because this is a fight that's bigger than just LGBTQ people, because it's happening with women, it's happening with minorities, it's happening with LGBTQ people. If we all fucking united and we really just stepped in and like was holding hands and was ready for this motherfucking war that's about to happen, with love being the answer, they wouldn't have a chance. So I don't think that we're going to step back too far. It might be a little step back, but the one thing about humans is we're always like, fuck that. We're not doing it. We're not taking it. Bring your robots, because
we're not gonna take it.
Yes.
We're not gonna take it.
Okay, yes. Twisted sister. That's funny.
No, seriously, I agree. But I was telling the people before, like introducing you. I'm a fan. I'm not gonna lie. I could say that I'm a fan of Joshua Gilyard. It dates back to I believe 2016. When did you?
Yeah,
Okay,
he was
let the people
obsessed with
know.
you.
When did you start Queen of the Ratchet? When did it go online?
Well, it started on Vine, and nobody was really watching it. That's the thing. Like I think I said to y'all last year, it's like you plant this little seed, and like it's like it took off, and I didn't know it was going to take off, but I think it started on Vine, and when I was doing the Disney voiceovers back then, it was called that was when Bad Girls Club. Remember Bad Girls Club?
Oh, I love the Bad Girls Club. Bad Girls.
And I think I had saw like a
If you
video
want
of,
it, you can.
and I was like, oh, what if Disney characters were actually in a bad girl situation? And it kind of took off from there. But yeah, it started on Vine. When was Vine? Was that like 2015? That was probably 2000.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vine was back. Yeah, way back
Back, man.
then.
Yeah, it started about that time. And I really appreciate you and inviting me onto this show. It's a fun platform. I'm glad that y'all have it still going. I always feel like y'all are very welcome when I come on.
Of course.
Well, I mean, I'm a huge fan. I love you and everything you do, and even what you even going on other platforms and even sharing. Like, listen, I had to take a step back because mental health is important, and I have to overthink. And I relate to that. I'm such an advocate. We're such an advocate here at the Inner Circle Podcast for mental health, and I'm so glad mental health has become more of a topic than a stigma. With that being said, I'm a huge fan, and I've always said it. I will always say it. Times when I was depressed, low, but even when I'm happy, your content, your work has brought laughter, and sometimes laughter,
Yeah.
tears
Yeah.
with what you do. And I'm just so happy to know that you're now creating your own version of Queen of the Ratchet. So, with that being said, I want to share. I'm excited to talk about this and share some things like a sneak peek of what our listeners and viewers could expect for the future of not only you, the actor, the entertainer, Joshua Gilyard, but your brand.
Yeah.
So here we go. Um, we have some images of your cartoon. This right here, can you talk about who this character is?
Yes, so this is Maine. She is inspired by Missy Elliott's "She's a Bitch." That's one of the reasons she has
Ooh.
shades on and the
One of
little
my favorite
outfit.
Missy songs.
Yes. And the evil stepmother from Cinderella. And when I talked to the 2D artist that drew this specific cartoon, I was really interested in reptilians because there was this like big conspiracy going on about reptilians, and I was just really fascinated on tackling a character that wanted to annihilate fairy tale land and humanity, kind of like a Joker-esque type character where it didn't
Oh
necessarily
wow.
matter if they survived or lived in the process. Someone that enjoyed the chaos. So Maine is basically
Mm.
the antagonist of the show, but not really because she has her reasons for doing it, and like any other person or entity in this universe.
Yeah. Let's
Oh
talk
yeah.
about this next character. Oh no. I believe I follow and I oh computers. This one's I believe is called Ella.
Oh yeah.
And we will bring her up right now. She is fabulous looking.
Yeah.
Oh, she's my spirit animal.
So another thing I forgot to mention about each of these characters is they're based off, except Maine, they're based off, and I think that was intentional of me. All of the characters are based off of someone that is in hip hop culture from the present day and someone in the civil rights movement from the past. So Ella is based off of Billie Holiday and
Ooh.
rapper
Oh,
E.
nice.
Um, and she is highly influenced by Cruella de Vil. I was really interested in the idea of an equinox type of character, the idea of good and bad, and it being kind of balanced because she's not necessarily on either side of the spectrum, but in all of the fairy tale characters that the main character meets, it's kind of like their fairy godmother in a way, but it's like you don't know if the character is out for good or evil. It's just really balanced. She is the president of Fairy Tale Land in the show, and the matriarch, a gangster. And it's like you don't necessarily want to double cross her. The only person I think that could go toe to toe with her is Maine. The other characters kind of like fall suit because they know how strong and how powerful this character is.
Well, I think this next character, I know who she's kind of loosely based off, but I want to hear more. Because you definitely given me more insight on the last two characters. I thought they were loosely based on certain Disney characters, but I love the fact that you gave us more. Ella being a little also taken from Billie Holiday, but this bad bitch over here.
So this
I got a red wig on.
Yes. Okay. So one fun thing about this when we designed this character was her hair is her costume. So she doesn't have on anything but her hair. So this was a really fun character to do. She's loosely based off of Josephine Baker and Little Kim. I did not, and we have another character coming that's based off of Nicki Minaj, but I really wanted a character because I felt like Little Kim came first, and I really wanted to pay homage to Little Kim. And Medusa from the Greek anthology. So the reason why you can't see her eyes is because she has the devil's eye in the middle of her skull because she stole it. So she doesn't have any eyes. And so she's she's the sidekick of Ella and does a lot of Ella's biddings. I wouldn't say that she's more on the will kind of cut a bitch and their existence from this life. So we're thinking of villain and like that side of it. She plays more on that side. And a lot of you probably don't know about Medusa from The Rescuers, which is one of my favorite movies Disney ever made. She's also loosely based off of that character too. So that's the reason why she has the red hair, because the original Disney character from The Rescuers had red hair.
Nice.
Yeah.
She's a baddie with a fatty.
Yes, a baddie with a fatty. Yeah.
And I'm excited. Besides Queen of the Ratchet, is there anything else? You said music and stuff. Anything else coming up? Any like tidbits? Any like exclusive that like we could get here that you're also working on and expect?
Yes. So I released a parody recently from Princesses and the Frog, but I have a parody that I filmed back in May. And it was kind of like a rebirth of Ratchetness. And it's the Whitney Houston Mariah Carey song "When You Believe" parody. Are y'all still there?
Oh, yep.
Okay, y'all were just frozen. It's the Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey song "When You Believe," and it's called "Girl Have a Seat." So hopefully coming to you this week. But it's really, really good. Like it was one of my favorite ones because we literally went around the city of Atlanta, and I was like, we're gonna treat everybody like their fucking background, and I'm gonna be in a tutu, and we're just gonna see what happens. So like, you have the fifth dimension because a lot of people talk about the fifth dimension. So you see the fifth dimension, and then you see the third dimension, and you see my character go down to the third dimension, and he floats back up to the fifth dimension. So it plays with the Ratchet, my idea of what the Ratchet dimensions look like. It's pretty fun, and we had a lot of fun shooting it.
That's awesome.
Oh, I'm excited for that. I'm excited. As a fan, I am excited. I'm like following, always waiting for your stuff to pop up. And if you guys, well, I'll let you sell yourself in a few. But versus, we all heard of versuses. Yeah. Tomorrow we have the next versus. It's Mario versus a Mario on a Mario versus Mario. However you want to flip it or reverse it. Who are you going for?
Both of them in my bedroom.
Ah! Because Omarion, he's. Mhm.
One in the front and one in the back with the legs up in there. No, okay. Mario only had one hit, right?
Let Me Love You
Ooh.
and Baby, Just a Friend.
Mario or Mario? You said
Mario.
You said Mario, right?
Yeah, Mario
Yeah,
only had one hit.
Yeah,
he had
Just
two
a Friend,
hits.
which is a sample.
So if
Whatever.
You say we just a friend. That was a sample.
yes, so if we compare the
Or
two,
cover in a way.
I don't feel like that's a strong. Like I feel like Omarion has it based off of even if Omarion does B2K stuff, right? Like
Yes,
it's
but
Exactly.
Omarion got it on the sole purpose of the Icebox album, isn't it? The Icebox album?
Yeah, but
I
he
like
had Touch.
Entourage.
He had that song Touch was good. He had Icebox. He had more than Mario.
Entourage is my favorite
I'm
song.
rooting for Mario.
me too, but I feel like Chris Brown would have been a stronger choice than Mario because
Mario. Wait, Chris Brown versus Mario?
Chris Brown versus Omarion.
Oh,
yeah, that would have been better.
Yeah,
but I thought versus you have to have like at least 20 like singles or like 20 well-known songs.
It's gonna be
tomorrow's gonna be an interesting show.
Right. I'm like, what other songs did he sing? Like, okay. We're gonna see a lot of Omarion songs, baby.
Well, before we get going, we have another. We still have some more fun to have. This game I have for you is to DILF or not to DILF.
DILF.
We all lost some older daddies, and yeah, we want to get your take if you would DILF. There you go. Your answer would be that if you want to DILF or not to DILF. I don't know what your answer will be, but let's get started. You ready?
Like this? Okay.
Yes.
You ready? All right. First DILF. To DILF or not to DILF? David Beckham.
DILF.
Oh, legs open. He can still get it.
Yes. Well, that's a good picture of him too. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, he was fine when young, and he is a fine older daddy now. Mm-hmm. And I'll take one or two of his age kids with him.
Oh my god.
Denzel, can you swell? Denzel Washington, to DILF or not to DILF?
He gives me like father vibes. Like I will get advice. I don't see him in a sexual way, even with Training Day.
Yeah.
Even in Training Day, I didn't see him as a sexual like being. No.
Next, George Clooney.
Maybe in his prime. Yes.
For real?
All right. Yeah, because 11. Yes, he got. I don't know. He has
got it.
Something. Je ne sais quoi. Like some
classy.
Jamie Foxx, to DILF or not to DILF? Yeah, he.
I heard he's swanging.
Oh, me too. I heard. Yes. Katie Holmes was with him for a reason, and that was Tom Cruise BFF. Next, yes, to DILF or not to DILF? Brad Pitt.
Young Brad Pitt or now Brad Pitt?
Brad Pitt loved the black girls. He loved Brad Pitt.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put
he liked him some chocolate. Wasn't he with Robin? What's her name? I don't know. He was with someone. The same lady that was with Mike Tyson.
He was on before. Oh, I know who you're talking about. She's beautiful.
Yeah.
To DILF or not to DILF? Billy Ray Cyrus, aka Miley Cyrus'
daddy. Absolutely fucking not.
Nah, I'm good. He looked like he smells.
He looked like he drinks Red Bull and smokes cigarettes.
Yeah.
And what's that cinnamon drink that everyone loves? That cinnamon alcohol?
I like it. Fuck.
They sell it in the bodegas over here in New York.
Fireball.
Right now.
Oh, Fireball.
It seems like he drinks that too. All right, to DILF or not to DILF? Ryan Phillippe.
Oh yes, Ken.
Oh baby, yes. Both legs open for him.
Legs open, honey.
and his son's of age too. They could both get it.
Oh my God, this one his young bucks.
I don't know about his son.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Next, 2 and
Double
1.
whammy.
To dope or not to dope. Both.
One of them.
Well, let's start with Dr. Dre first. Dr. Dre.
Absolutely not. He beats the shit out of his wives.
Ain't
No.
trying to get hit
But she's
I
getting
don't
some
wanna get
money.
hit.
unless you
What about
get
Eminem?
that sort of thing, baby.
No. I don't like the vanilla.
Nah. Marshall
Eminem
Mathers.
with his paint. You could tell Marshall Mathers is painting his beard. Let's put that up again for anyone who's watching. Zoom on in. If you have a 78-inch screen TV like me, you will see if you're watching on YouTube right now. Marshall Mathers is coloring his beard. And take off your hat because we want to see what's under there.
It's called Just for Men, honey. Just for men.
Just for
All right, that was fun. Now, listen, Joshua, where could everyone find you? This is a time and place for you to sell yourself on social media platforms. And I think everyone who's listening, watching, catching up on the show a few days later should know about you. So here you go. Sell yourself. Where could we watch you, catch you, follow you, listen to you?
Yes. So if you just Google me, you can find Queen of the Ratchet on YouTube, Queen of the Ratchet on TikTok, Queen of the Ratchet on Instagram, Queen of the Ratchet on did I go through all of them? No, Queen of the Ratchet on Twitter, Queen of the Ratchet on Facebook. We also have a podcast that you can listen to, the Disney Villains, if you're in the gym. I'm going to the Dominican Republic in December.
Ooh, have fun.
I've never been. I'm hoping to find a man and never come back.
Oh no, you don't want no man there. No, because they're gonna their fiance your ass. Just hook up and leave it there. Don't.
What he means a white man. Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
He ain't trying to bring him to the country.
I had a straight moment. I'm sorry. Never mind.
What else? If you would like, you can subscribe to the Patreon, which is also Queen of the Ratchet, because I'm gonna be the thing about what's happening right now with like all the community guidelines is I can't be as ratchet as I used to be because I get flagged. So what I'm gonna start doing is I'm gonna start putting like the more ratchet things where I can get away with it on my Patreon. It's not gonna be a very high price. I'm actually gonna probably bring it down to like $2 or something a month so everybody can afford it. Just because when I put things on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube, certain things I just can't say because it'll get flagged. So if you would like to subscribe to the Patreon, I'm going to be a little bit more open on there as things develop. And I'm working on getting some new hoodies and a Shopify account on the way so you guys can buy merchandise and all that. So I just want to say thank you guys again for bringing me on this amazing platform.
Of course. We love to have you on.
Yeah.
You always bring the funnies and you always bring the really knowledge.
Do. Yeah. I will always.
Fun fact, you were supposed to be part of our 100 episode celebration, but there was so much going on and so many special guests and a lot of intricate things, and I'm still learning all of this technical stuff. But you were supposed to be part of our special day, so thank you for trying. You really did. Thank you, but here you are. Everything in its timing and God's moment. So thank you.
Everything in its timing and in God's moment. And I would love to come back anytime you guys will have me. So I'm glad I got to do this.
You are a circle friend. You're a circle friend. You're welcome here. Anytime you want to promote anything, shoot the shit. We truly do love you. I'm a big fan. Now we're gonna end it up with we usually end it with gratitude, but we're doing it because if you're here, we're doing a special edition of tops and bottoms. So this is Melanie, explain it, please.
So we're gonna do our pride top and bottom, being your favorite, something good that's happened would be your top, and your bottom would be something that you don't have time for or care for, pride related. So I can go first. My top is the Beyonce song coming out. Like, that song is something that I needed to hear also because of the message. And because it relates to pride, so I'm here for it, even though it's strategic. I see what you're doing. And then bottom would be um Kesha coming out as not liking anyone. She's like, I'm not gay anymore. I actually just love everyone and everything. Girl, pick a side, like get it together. You're doing too much.
My top.
Rona?
Oh, do you want me to go last? Do you want to go?
No, you go, Josh. You're fine.
Go.
What would be my top? My top, you know what? I'll add to it when I think about it while I'm talking, but hearing the Beyonce song the first time, even though like it wasn't her best, it was more clarity on everything is going to be okay. I actually think the top is the awareness that people are having, the awakening that we're having about like the quitting jobs. It's like, fuck it, I don't need this anymore.
Oh, amen.
I'm not feeling like I'm not alone in that. Like, cause I remember last year I was doing Uber 12 hours a day, almost every day, and like trying to do YouTube and trying to do this because I was trying to get money and I was trying to do all these things. And I think I felt so alone. And then I realized I was like, everybody's kind of going through the same thing. So my top would be feeling like how connected we all are at this moment. Even though there's a lot of shit going on, coming to the realization that we're all fucking connected and we're all kind of like fed up with this system that was in place for us. My bottom is, I think my bottom would have to be bills and the idea of why the fuck are we paying for food, water, electricity? Why is there so many fucking homeless people on the motherfucking street where there's so many, especially in Atlanta, all these abandoned buildings that nobody's fucking staying in? And why the fuck is gas almost $10?
That is insane.
I'm like, what are we doing? So I think that's the bottom, but I'm like, whatever the karma that they're the karma's coming back around to them. Because like Beyonce said, they can't break our soul, baby. We are too fucking strong for this. So let them rank the gas prices up. I'ma steal I'll start stealing from fucking Walmart and getting watermelon and running out.
By the way, I've been watching those Walmart video stories and I be cracking up. I love it. And keep doing your thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start with my bottom. This is like a what the fuck moment too. A Louisiana judge gave an accused rapist custody of the child conceived from a 2005 attack and eventually ordered the underage victim to pay child support. So the girl who got raped had to pay child support to this guy. That's not only is it a what the fuck moment and a bottom moment. No. My top, I just being in a better place than last year. I'm gonna be honest, especially when we talk about mental health. Last summer particularly wasn't a great. I didn't feel my best, and coming into this summer, I just feel lighter. I feel more connected spiritually, and I'm just very thankful for that. There you go. Keep it sweet and simple. We thank you so much, Joshua, for joining us. Please follow my guy everywhere he's at. I'm a huge fan. He's great. He's funny. Queen of the Ratchet on Instagram. He told you all the places, but definitely hit him up on the gram because it is hilarious shit. As for us, you can catch us on Instagram as well, the Inner Circle Podcast, YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio. Please check us out. It means a lot. We will see you next week, Tuesday at a special date. Still at 8 o'clock. Tuesday special day. See you next week. Love you guys. Thank you, Joshua.
Bye.
Thank you, guys. Bye.